invite all of us to reflect on the service, dedication, and sacrifices that officers, law enforcement officers, do every day to keep our community safe. I also would like to honor and remember the more than 200 police officers that have died this year in this nation. Also give us an opportunity to celebrate and congratulate 4 of our own Brunswick Police Department officers who were promoted this afternoon. Formerly Lieutenant, now Captain Hoover. Formerly Lieutenant Papas, now Captain. Former Lieutenant, now Captain Jurkovic. And police officer, now Sergeant Flowers. Congratulations to all of them, and may God protect them, all of them, our police officers in the city and throughout the world. Thank you.
Second. Councilmember Ferguson?
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskin?
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig?
Yes.
Council Vice President Anderson?
Yes.
Council President Escobar?
Yes. Madam Clerk, has the correspondence been directed to the appropriate departments?
Yes, Madam President. The correspondence received by the City Clerk's office was forwarded to the appropriate department for further action.
Thank you. Now we have ordinance for discussion on second reading. We have ordinance 052401. This is ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of Brunswick, Title 16, Land Development Code, Chapter 16.16, provision applicable to both Planning Board and Zoning Board of Adjustment. This is in reference to Section 16.16.040, fees, escrow deposit schedule. Any of my fellow council members have any questions? Any comments on this ordinance? This time, before we go in, Mr. Dominguez, can you give us a very brief summation of what it is that we are intending to do this year?
Certainly, thank you. This ordinance purpose is that when we get site plan and variance applications, historically, we did not charge an escrow for 1 and 2 family applications that had variances. As time has gone on and more applications with variances have been for single and 2 families, think in the college areas for expansion, we have not been able to recoup the costs of those reviews by professional staff. This creates a base level of escrow for 1 and 2 family applications with variances so that the city can offset its review costs.
Thank you. At this time, we are preparing to open the public hearing on this ordinance only. You have up to 5 minutes. Any member of the public wishes to address the council on this particular ordinance, please come forward. Seeing none, move your ordinance.
Councilmember Ferguson?
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskin?
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig?
Yes.
Council Vice President Anderson?
Yes.
Council President Escobar?
Yes. And we have ordinance 052402. It's an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of Brunswick, Title 16, Land Development Code, Chapter 16.24, Site Plan Review. We are adding a new section, Section 16.24.075, Site Plan Association Application, Digital Plan Applications. Do any of my fellow council members have any questions or comments on this particular ordinance? At this time, we are preparing to open the public hearing on this ordinance only. You have up to 5 minutes. If any member of the public wishes to address the council on this particular ordinance, please come forward.
Good evening, Council. Charlie Cradfield in Brunswick, today. I wanted to ask what the city plans to do with the digital applications once they have them. Are they going to be made available on the city website? And, if so, for how long? What's the timing on that?
Yes.
As we have been doing since COVID, the applications will be on the city website approximately 10 days before they're heard. And we typically leave them on for about a month after the hearing on the website. And then when the next applications are up and the agendas change, we clean it up and update it with the next batch of applications that are on schedule.
Thank you.
Just respectfully suggest and request that, the documents be left up as long as possible, right? I don't see any reason why you would take them away once they're application, there's no reason not to share it earlier than the 10 days. So I would just, make that request respectfully to the planning department that when it actually does come time to, implement this system, that there's maximum transparency for the maximum period of time, and folks have access to the most information possible.
Anybody else from the public? Seeing none?
Move the ordinance. Councilmember Ferguson.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskin.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Council President Escobar.
Yes. We have ordinance 052403, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the city of Brunswick, Title 17 zoning, chapter 17.06, signage requirements. This is in reference to section 17.06.060, the minute sign regulation table. Is there any question from my fellow council members or comments? Mr. Dominguez, if you could just give us a summation on this one too, please?
Absolutely, thank you. This ordinance amendment would do three things. Well, one thing, but in three areas. It would expand internally illuminated signage to be permissible from just downtown and 27 and Route 1 to, and I guess the industrial area, to also include Easton Avenue, at least through the commercial corridor of it, so up to approximately Huntington Street or just before, and French Street, and one block on Somerset Street right next to the Plum 2 building. Given some concern about the proximity of that to the senior building at the meeting when this was referred, Councilman Castaneda brought up about capping it, so that ordinance, that section on Somerset Street, the illuminated signs cannot be on past 8 p.m. For the rest of the corridors, it's one of the more frequent reasons that we have to deny sign applications. It constantly comes up. Businesses want to have illuminated signage, and we see it as also a potential benefit as it's illuminating highly active, highly walked commercial corridors. It improves visibility with no cost to the city at the applicants and business owners' cost and expense.
Thank you. At this time, we are opening the floor for public hearing on this ordinance only. We have up to 5 minutes. Does anybody from the public wishes to address the council on this? See none?
Move the ordinance. Councilmember Ferguson.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskin. Councilmember Socorro Ludwig. Yes. Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Council President Escobar.
Yes. Then we have ordinance number 052404. It's an ordinance to establish a stormwater utility in the city of Brunswick in the county of Middlesex, New Jersey. Do any of my fellow council members have any questions or comments on this particular? Mr. Lewis, before we go forth, can you please an overview of what we're trying to do here?
Sure. Council President, members of the council, the city is taking action to protect the environment in response to manage the effects of storms and stormwater runoff. These efforts include stormwater compliance, infrastructure development, and flood mitigation to preserve the quality of life and property for the residents of New Brunswick. In recent years, the region has experienced a greater frequency and intensity of large storms, and as such, the city is facing increased stormwater runoff. The rain and melting snow that runs across the streets, parking lots, and lawns and other surfaces impacts our environment. During strong storms, rainwater washes over impermeable surfaces into stormwater systems carrying oil, pesticides, chemicals, sediments, and bacteria that pollute our waterways. This poor quality runoff mixes with freshwater sources and adds to the cost of treating the city's drinking water. It is also important to note that heavy rains put stress on sewers, increasing sewage treatment costs for New Brunswick's taxpayers. The stormwater utility will directly address the growing problem of runoff with an expanded physical system and an ever-improving modernization plan. Addressing this runoff will protect our homes, businesses, and property, and ultimately improve the health, safety, economic well-being, and quality of life for our residents. As you know, New Brunswick sits in the Raritan Basin, putting the city under steady threat of flooding and storm surges from upstream areas that pour into the Raritan River, Mile Brook River, and other tributaries in our city. Because of the city's location, New Brunswick needs to take extra measures and precautions during storms, putting local resources on standby in case of floods at additional cost to the taxpayer. Meanwhile, state and federal regulations continue to impose higher standards for stormwater management the next 6 years, the city is expected to spend approximately $7,050,000 on stormwater mitigation projects and on a maintenance program. Without the formation of the stormwater utility, these projects would be solely paid by the taxpayers. This creates an unfair burden because 51% of the land in New Brunswick is exempt from paying property taxes, such as universities, campuses, hospitals, and other government buildings. And this places the onus on city taxpayers alone to fund all projects to control water and minimize property damage. Implementing a stormwater utility ensures all property owners pay for stormwater management, not just tax-paying parcels. Similarly, New Brunswick's water and sewer, sanitary sewer user fees, all properties within the city's boundaries who impact or are impacted by stormwater will fund the utility, ensuring fairness. The new utility will assess fees on an estimate of stormwater runoff from a given parcel, also known as an equivalent residential unit, or ERU. The cost for an ERU is $77 a year. Each parcel in the city is subject to a minimum fee of 1 ERU, and properties with greater impervious surfaces will be impacted accordingly. Most homes in New Brunswick are around or less than 1 ERU and will be billed $19.25 a quarter. It is anticipated the new utility will bill $1.5 million a year for stormwater management, with all entities in the town paying their fair share. A stormwater utility was introduced as part of the 2024 budget. The city is now poised to adopt its budget and implement the stormwater utility effective the first week of July, with the first billing cycle occurring in the fall. In summary, the stormwater utility allows New Brunswick to equitably fund the necessary stormwater system improvements and compliance requirements. Meanwhile, it creates the right funding mechanism to meet the city's obligation for public health and safety while remaining responsible stewards of our municipal infrastructure. If you have any questions, I'm glad to answer them.
Thank you. Any questions from our council members? At this time, we are opening the floor for public hearing on this ordinance only. You have up to 5 minutes, one time out.
Hi, yes, Daniel Horn, Somerset Street. Well, it's good to hear that the city is really finally starting to do something. As far as with protecting with stormwater, is there a list of certain locations that flood frequently? Do you have a list of them due to where, that would be the taking care of once this goes through? Meaning, for example, due to where I know severe, Jersey Avenue area, all along the railroad tracks, due to where, how people have been coming down to the city with certain areas, due to where, the street does not have to be flooded, as I see it saying many times in my videos, due to as long as the Raritan River is super high, how it will still back up into people's sewer lines, and it's getting outrageous where with a lot of homeowners due to where, honestly, with the amount of rain we've been having, and honestly, I have to say the Lord is showing me this is going to be a bad year with flooding with New Brunswick due to where already. But I hope this can really help a lot of owners due to where, with their basements, especially in the areas of Railroad Avenue, due to where where I meant basically every time it has to rain, where my old neighbors are telling me due to where, come on, you can't keep it for the replacing washer, dryer, water heaters and everything in the areas of Railroad Avenue. I have seen the city come out and take measurements, explain them to me. Like I said, Jersey Avenue, honestly, I say, I was in a planning board meeting with the people who are taking over where 131 Jersey Avenue is, where the school was going to go, explaining really, I don't see what you're even going to build over there, due to where the flooding over there is getting worse and worse, and meaning when I say worse and worse, with not even in 10 minutes, how things have been flooding due to where, like I said, with the river rising, with the high tide coming in closer on a normal basis, due to where I see a lot needs to be done, and then to protect the waters, due to where I see people, as you did mention, changing oils in their driveway, then also pouring the oil in the street, where I just took pictures of sometime this month, looking at all the oil running to the storm drains. You keep saying people get ticketed for doing certain things, but wow, whenever it's called in, provided with evidence, no tickets are never handed out. And wow, you talk about sewage due to where what? Townsend Street under the bridge, I said God bless to the fire department for their work, every 2 weeks where they come over there with the water hose to wash away piss and shit, and believe me, from all the ones that stay under there, doesn't that go into the storm drains? So like I said, wow, you keep saying that you're really doing things, but do I see matters being taken care of what you're saying with protecting the water? Please, like I said, many times I go down to the river due to where I like nature because I like to just take pictures. But as nasty as the water is down there, several times the fish dying down there situations, will I ever trust that water again? No, I will not. But I hope that this project will help many others due to where I'm in seriously suffering with flooding. And wow, that was even just through the winter time. We haven't even been through hurricane season, and like I said, I pray what the Lord is not, like I said, showing me. Yes, we are going to have major flooding, and it's not like I didn't warn before Hurricane Ida. It's not like I didn't warn Mr. Anderson, Director Ross, Mayor Cahill. 48 hours before I said, "Ooh, please keep an eye on it." I can't stop thinking about it due to where plenty of times I give warnings. Do I see action taken seriously, maybe out of the past couple of times with the park rangers going down, blocking the river off and all, due to where, please, I hope this does help in many ways, but like I said, you got to do your part in making sure things are clean by giving out tickets as you're supposed to be doing to certain situations and not making excuses. Thank you.
Anybody else from the public?
Good evening again, Charlie Prattville. I would like to know what the city's options were under the statute for this, and how this approach compares to what other municipalities have done.
So Bruce.
Spoke to, first, if I may, Ms. Moore's question. Part of the capital plan for the utility is to engage in a master plan study, which will look at the city's totality on flooding. As it relates to the options, the statutes that the legislature intended in 2019 provide different options on how to come to a rate. The DEP provided us technical assistance in determining the rate through a rate study and what's the right fit for our type of geography. So I don't know what all the methodologies are. However, the technical advisor is a well-known engineering firm who specializes in this, and through their evaluation of our utility development, they chose this methodology and advised us of it. We reviewed it and we felt that it was the sound approach.
Thank you.
And which firm was that?
The CADIS.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I guess my question was more about whether this has to be done at a municipal level, or if there's any option to team up with other towns or do it through the county. Is that an option under the statutes? Or I truly don't know, so I'm just asking.
Bruce, do you have the answer to that question? Or do you know?
There are regional consortiums reviewing stormwater options, but I'm not an expert in sections.
And I do see a section about public input. Yeah, public engagement on page 7. I wanted to ask what that might look like. Talks about advisory committees. Would those be established soon, or before the stormwater utility, or after?
It says the overseeing authority, agency, or governing body shall within 1 year after the establishment of the utility and each year thereafter prepare and submit to the DLGS, Visual Motor Services. So I think the answer to Mr. Craddock's question is the overseeing authority, agency, or governing body shall within 1 year after establishment.
Okay, well, I guess I was asking more about the hearings, the part right above it. you know, when would those be? Would those be before the thing starts, or, you know, you do the thing and then you start having the hearings?
Well, we're having a hearing right now, Mr. Pratt.
We are.
If you're part of it, congratulations.
It's a start. But yeah, I guess I was just curious if there's going to be a board, if it's going to have how many members, who's going to appoint them, will the meetings be public, those kinds of things. I don't know if there's anything's thought about.
Those details, yeah?
I don't, we are establishing a utility today.
Right,
So
right.
we'll be working on that.
Okay, and I do see a requirement for a website. Will it have a name? Is it going to be called the New Brunswick Stormwater Utility, or?
That's
That's
the name
the
of
plan.
it.
Okay. And, yeah, I mean, I'll look forward to the website. I do see, you know, that one-year timeline in there, and I also see a timeline. I think it says something has to be, yeah, here on the bottom of page 6, within 6 months of the effective date, the utility shall develop and implement procedures, so on and so forth, for the credit for on-site activities. I wanted to ask how that compares to the rest of the stormwater utilities. I mean, this whole thing will be up and running in 6 months, or even
That's
sooner?
what we hope for, even before that, right? As of today,
It is the credit policy is a prerequisite to coming up with the rate, and the credit policy was established through the rate process, so we do have that, yes, and that's in the ordinance.
That's already there, okay. So how soon might we expect this to take effect? Is it just, you know, 20 days from when the mayor signs it?
So,
I think that's all my questions on this one. Thank you.
thank you. Anybody else from the public on this particular ordinance? Seeing none?
Councilmember Ferguson,
yes.
Councilmember Gaskins. Yes. Councilmember Secor Ludwig. Yes. Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Council President Escobar.
Yes. We have ordinance on the first reading. We have ordinance 052405 and ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the city of New Brunswick, Title 3, Revenue and Finance, Chapter 3.28, fee schedule. This is in reference to section 3.28090, fees for land use procedures.
I move the ordinance setting down June 5th, 2024 at 5 p.m. same date to be advertised.
Second. Councilmember Ferguson,
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskins.
Yes.
Councilmember Secor Ludwig. Yes. Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Council President Escobar.
Yes. Ordinance 052406 is an ordinance for the temporary closure of George Street between Albany Street and Bayer Street from Thursday, June 6, 2024 through Sunday, September 1st, 2024.
I move the ordinance setting down June 5th, 2024 at 5 p.m. same date to be advertised.
Second. Councilmember Ferguson,
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskins.
Yes.
Councilmember Secor Ludwig. Yes. Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Council President Escobar.
Yes. We have now resolutions 1 through 36. Whether my fellow council members have any questions or comments on the resolutions? Before I open the floor for the public comment on resolutions, I just have a few of them that I would like to do a little overview on them. Number 8, Captain Hoover is not here today, but just to, if anybody has any question on that particular resolution, it is my understanding that the resolution is only for the New Brunswick Police Department to continue to be part of that program. There's no intention, there's no application of the police department applying for anything, any equipment. And also, there was a change in personnel, so that they needed to notify also this particular program of the change in personnel. So if anything more than that, we'll wait until the next meeting, that we see Captain Goldberg. Number 17, Mr. Goldberg, if you could just go over real quick on number resolution 17, as in reference to the rental plan for the
Sure. Council President, number 17 is a contract with Northeastern Benefit Services. This is a brokerage firm that we've hired for dental services, or to provide quotes for dental services for all the city's employees. We've worked with them for many years. They were also the only bidder that came in.
And we are satisfied with this?
Yes, we are very satisfied with it. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Valenti, number 25, resolution 25.
Thank you, Madam Council President. The DOT had requested, not just from New Brunswick, but also the other municipalities, that it's servicing with the replacement of the landing lane span over Delaware Raritan Canal, as well as other work in Bound Brook on the approaches crossing the Raritan River. So we comply with their wish, and this is a memorandum of support, or resolution of support for the replacement of the landing lane span.
Thank you. Mr. Dominguez, number 34 and 35, please. Can you give us a summation of those two?
Sure.
They're related, that's right?
That's correct. So, Council President, number 34 is the city adopting the community energy plan that we had a couple of discussions about already, and the components in which the city looks to create the roadmap with that plan for cleaning up its greenhouse gas emissions and improving its energy efficiency generally. And the subsequent one, number 35, is authorization for the city to submit for a related grant called the Community Energy Planning Grant Implementation Grant, I guess, that would give the city funding to execute some of those items. Specifically, we're looking to procure EVs for the vehicle fleet, as well as charging station equipment to support with infrastructure the EVs for the fleet.
Thank you. And then 36, again, Captain Hoover is not here, but just if there's any questions, I just want to give a brief overview. It's a grant that the Brunswick Police Department is applying for it's a grant that they offering to fiscally assist police department with unsanctioned events that may attract large crowds in a designated area. So the police department is applying for that. At this time, we are going to open the floor for public comment on the resolutions only. You have up to 5 minutes, one time up. The members of the public who wishes to address the meeting, come forth.
Hi, yes, I'm going to start off with Brunswick 25 with Landing Lane Bridge. Due to where, wow, didn't they just replace, roll out do major work where Landing Lane was closed off to repair? So please, if you can explain what's the difference of what was done already over there.
Mr. Valenti.
Yes, the landing lane span over the Delaware Raritan Canal, just the short span. I want to distinguish that from the balance of the bridge. That was built, I believe, in the 20s. I may have the date slightly wrong. It was initially built as a swing bridge. In other words, it would swing out of the way so the barges and the canal boats can all work. That bridge is literally structurally deficient and functionally obsolete. The bridge was locked in the closed position in 1969. So it has a significant amount of wear and tear and deterioration being in the water for decades and decades and decades. What Ms. Moore is referring to, in the past 2 occasions, the state, with divers, realized that they were in need of emergency repairs in order to keep the bridge from collapsing. So they conducted 2 sets of those emergency repairs, and now they're finally ready to begin the actual project, which won't be till next year. They're actually going to remove the bridge in its entirety, redo some of the work on the foundations, and I believe the only thing they're preserving are the 2 blue outside beams. Otherwise, it's going to be a precast structure. It'll meet the service needs of 18-wheelers and whatnot. So it's a significantly troublesome span that's had some tough history.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, very well explained. I understand what you're saying with the immediate attention and, okay, to do this next year, okay, thank you. And I'm going to me, I don't know if 21 and 26 is connected due to where I see both Lee Avenue dealing with water main projects. Are these two separate things, or is it basically the same timing that's what's going to be done in the area of Lee Avenue?
21 is the project for Lee Avenue and Reservoir Avenue. That's the one you're asking, sanitary sewer system improvement.
Well, for Lee Avenue, I see due to where 21, due to where, okay.
And what is the other one? I apologize, I couldn't hear you.
And then 26, due to where I see pipes and stuff for water utilities.
So I'm going to have Mr. Valenti first to take.
Thank you, Madam Council President. Lee Avenue is going to go under a significant amount of rework, starting with, or coherently with, the replacement of the water lines, the water mains, as well as the service lines. In addition, the sanitary sewer is going to be replaced, followed by a DOT-funded road improvement project. So, to the credit of the city administrator, several years ago, we meet to coordinate what roads we're looking to apply for grants. Then we confer with both the sewer utility and the water utility to make sense. If we're going to rip up a road, let's do it right the first time and do it its entirety. So what Ms. Moore is seeing as a result of that, last meeting or 2 meetings ago, we awarded the water contract to a contractor. This 26 is purchasing the pipe for that. And then 21 is our award of the sewer contract, which is mostly funded by EPA grant.
Okay, thank you, very well explained, thank you.
Anybody else from the public wishes to address the council? On the resolutions only. Yes, I'm sorry.
Council President. Mr. Valenti, is this, you said this from the EPA, this related to the community funding grants that we received through Punch from Bloom?
I believe this was last year, that is correct, $760,000 for the EPA grant for the replacement of the sanitary sewer.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Farrell.
Yes. Number 8. When was the last time the police department acquired anything through the 1033 program?
We'll find out for you because, like I said, any questions, we will have to wait because Captain Hoover is not here.
Did the police send a representative who can speak for the department tonight?
We won't have it, there's somebody here present, but I don't believe that, he's taking notes, that's what I was,
I don't have any comments on the subject matter at this time. I will produce those questions to Captain Hoover.
Yes.
We'll get back to you.
Okay. So yeah, I'd like to know the last time something was acquired and what kinds of items it was. I for one don't want to see military weapons in the hands of the local police here. The next item, which road is this? Rutgers University Utilities Department road opening permit?
that's number 9, Mr. Valenti.
Yes, that was a section of Morrell Street between Sycard and prior to where it passes underneath the Rutgers cafeteria. It's still city right away.
The bottom of the page, number 13, Remington and Burnick Engineers 2, Inc. I wanted to ask about the significance of the 2 and also, if this was a competitive bid.
Mr. Wallace?
I'm not sure about the 2, but yes, it was competitive.
Okay.
Any other bids received or just that one?
I know where we receive any other bids.
There were other bids, so yes, the Remington Burnick was a little bit.
Can I hear a little bit about the number 18, $250,000 application to the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation? What exactly is the Culture of Health Prize?
So then where did we get it? It's for, if you wanted to learn a little bit about that.
Yes, good evening, Council President, and to the other council members present. This will enable Dollar Ride, if awarded, to continue to provide transportation services, and I would say critical transportation services to diverse communities within the city of New Brunswick, and transportation that is accessible as well as affordable to enhance their health as well as their overall quality of life.
Which is one of the criteria to get this award.
That's correct. Yes.
Thanks. Let's see if there's any others that did want to ask about the Landing Lane Bridge with, they have what's called a public information center. It's kind of like a public meeting, but not. Is that information available when that is going to be?
Mr. Valenti, you know?
I believe it's up on the DOT's website. I may be mistaken, but I'm pretty certain that it was. And it's up there. It's similar to
Okay.
Route 1. They have one for Route 1 as well.
Right, it's here? Or?
So, there is, it's on the website.
I mean, I got,
I'll,
it's on the DOT website.
I'll give you some time, maybe by the end of the meeting. It'd just be good to let people know.
Council President, the
yes.
DOT has informed us that they do have a website. It's on their website.
Right.
And I'm sure if you seek it out on the website, or the
You'll find
DOT's
it.
public information could provide it for you.
which
Okay.
that's what Councilwoman Gaskin was saying, that is there. And Mr. Valenti.
It is.
Okay, on 34 and 35, I'd be curious when those documents will be shared with the public. I know, they probably belong on the city website. Do you think they'll be posted there?
Mr. Dominguez?
Probably post-submission, but we'll make sure to get it on there in a prompt manner.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about what things are in that plan. I don't know if we could hear any more about it in the remaining time I have.
What is the...
Yeah, like what made the cut for the,
Mr. Dominguez, do you have any, can you give just a brief input of some of the items that, I know that you talk about the electric vehicles, stations, that's one of them, right? That is part of that? What else is part of that?
Council President, off the top of my head, I can't remember all of them. I remember that there's some community workshops regarding energy efficiency,
I remember those.
some potential solar projects, I believe. There are several things in the plan. I honestly couldn't tell you everything off the top of my head right now. I apologize.
But you got most of them because there is, and there's community input and education in the community regarding solar panels, regarding saving energy programs that are available, so it's very comprehensive.
well, maybe I could get a copy of that. That'd be great. Thanks.
Anybody else from the public wishes to address the council with the resolutions only? Seeing none,
Move resolutions.
Councilmember Ferguson,
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskins.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig,
Yes.
Council Vice President Anderson, Council President Escobar.
yes. Then, we're going really quick, I just have one update from the last meeting. There were some questions, about the bathrooms in one of our parks, in Brunswick Park. I just want to say that the bathrooms have been open from 7:30 a.m. to 3:15. Usually when staff is there to man and monitor. There was only one day that the bathrooms were closed in that specific park due to staff and availability to monitor them. On that day, that was April 29th. Other than that, the bathrooms in the park have been open. Anybody else wishes to address, say something? No, members? Okay. At this time, we are prepared to open the floor for public comment. You have up to 5 minutes. Any member of the public who wishes to address the council, please approach. Just to remember, this is a comment portion of the meeting. Thank you.
Regardless, comment or not, you still answer questions regardless of the next meeting.
Ms. Danielle, go ahead. You have anything to say?
Oh, yes, I'm gonna start off with saying, why don't you go after real bad criminals instead of really just setting people up to be a criminal? I'm gonna say, I caught your boy Steve, who's been setting up Mr. Dean's property for him giving the information and trying to make him lose his house, but now I'm gonna show you. Like I said, I've been working with Mr. Dean, and I'm gonna give you the pictures. I can't really hold them, like I said, but due to it, his back porch is clear now, due to where what tried to have the fire detectives come over there, write him a ticket. But yeah, Steve, that you have on the record, who's been the snitch, he was the one that set Mr. Dean up, due to where, like I said, Mr. Dean's property is just about clean now. Like I said, I teach others, you help someone else, you're helping yourselves. Due to where, I have to say, it was good to see, due to where, one thing I did forget, I'm going to thank Lieutenant Cahill and Officer Wang, due to where, yes, I did sign a missing report on Mr. Dean May 3rd, due to where nobody's seen him for 6 hours, due to where I checked with all the members of the family, the ones with connection, couldn't locate him. I thank New Brunswick Police Department for locating Mr. Dean, due to where his vehicle was open and, like I said, he wasn't present. I do thank him for working for me to help find Mr. Dean. But like I said, ever since now, Mr. Dean, due to where he's been doing much better. There's a picture just to show you how, wow, it's lovely to see him sitting on his porch, looking at the kids, talking with the kids, due to where that's what really Mr. Dean needs. Like I said, due to where he doesn't have a family. Honestly, I feel that way sometimes, like I said, with my mom gone. I will be filing another lawsuit against New Brunswick Police Department due to her lying, saying that I had OT spray on me, due to where this is mace. I've been to internal affairs three times already. I just spoke, that was April 29, 2024, May 3rd, 2024, May 13, 2024. I just talked to Middlesex County Internal Affairs due to where Detective Russo saying, wow, after the proof that I provided with these officers lying on me, like I said, I'll be filing another lawsuit. I just got the tote claim today, accusing me of having OC spray due to her, wow, this woman that assaulted me. Wow, OC spray. He threatened to arrest me, or I could have arrested you for this. The lies he told about me, interfering my case with my charges being pressed against Talisha Robinson and due to where was Sean Crane. Then due to where I can't hold them all, and with your officer Alexander Yunez lying on the damn police report, location, where the scene happened. While an anonymous witness from his address where he lived, I'm not going to say the number on French Street. Wow, you can't even see out the location. Oh, anonymous witness from the street looking out one, I'm not going to say the number, the house, his house. Oh, looking out see me spraying mace on someone. Oh, well, wow, you can't even, and thank you, I would thank the officers May 3rd for coming back to the scene, doing the correction on the police due to what? Alexander Yunez, Battery 26, nothing but a liar, and the same thing with Keith Walcott, and I say in my prayers, I pray the Lord let them have that day because I'm not no damn criminal. And like I said, please, I will continue to say this, what I'm suffering due to what I had to get damn morphine Sunday, what your officers saw me, they was on the scene over by my house, well, where I had to be carried to the house due to where, that's why I said I don't really want you to be on morphine, but wow, with this damn pain that I'm having, what, because of your damn officers, what, damn tore my shoulder in 3 locations, dislocated, nerve damage, what, up to 6 to 12 months? What, every time it rains now, the amount of pain medications I'm on, what, I can't even come out, what, damn near sleep so much? Why? Because your damn officers don't do their job correctly? Wow, they lie? Like I said, you will file another lawsuit. I already filed due to it with my arm getting injured. Like I said, I'm not no damn criminal. And please, like I said, I would pray that all of you involved who keeps dealing with these, even though, like I said, because I do not trust New Brunswick Internal Affairs, what, and I do not trust New Brunswick Police Department ever again after what, these damn 2 officers from both scenes, January 30th, when I was assaulted by this woman man with sprayed with mace, wow, and then what, from February 1st over to where this happened, the same people? Wow, she was in handcuffs. What, they came and took her out? Did they even ask damn questions what the hell happened? No, they did not. Oh, well, they said, oh, I heard Danielle Moore's name on the thing, and then what, you take the matter from there? And pray all of them rot in hell.
Good evening once again, Council. Charlie Cradaville. Council President, you have called for U.S. Senator Bob Menendez to resign. Mr. Anderson was asked about that question, and he said he didn't have a comment. I wanted to ask, now that the senator is on trial, whether Mr. Anderson or any of your colleagues on the council have a position on whether or not he should leave office.
I think he should be consider it, but go through the due process.
Okay. He should resign.
I'm aligned. I want the process to go through, and then once we have that information, then we may have further opinions. I mean, personal opinions.
Thank you. I dismissed it. I appreciate you doing that. And Mrs. Corleone?
I'm aligned with both John and Councilman Anderson and Bergson. Getting the information first, letting the process play out, and then having a better opinion.
Well, I think no matter what you think about this question, we should all pay close attention to the trial. May I ask the name of the New Brunswick Police Department representative here tonight and his rank?
Sergeant?
Sergeant Nicholas DeFalco.
Thank you. Is there anybody here who can talk about the incident last week where 4 people were shot on Redmond Street? I, didn't hear it come up tonight. It's pretty disturbing. And, not aware if there were any charges or arrests, but this was in my neighborhood, so I'd like an update on
What's in my neighborhood?
what's going on. Yeah.
And the reason I didn't mention is because I believe it's still an open investigation, we will comment on any investigation. Sergeant, do you have anything?
Information on specific subject, I will forward that to Captain Hoover and go back to the council.
Thank you.
Okay. Because I think we're better served by talking about it. I don't think it makes sense to not even mention it. I think that, other towns, when 4 people are shot in an incident, the leaders of the town are going to speak up about it and are going to, tell the public to do things like help the police solve it, stay safe, and, reassure the public that the investigation is happening. But, here, all too often, the public is coming with the questions, and we get an answer of, we don't want to talk about it.
I'm sure they're doing that, and especially since the 4 people are not cooperating, it's very hard.
Not only that, we would harm the investigation if we're making comments without the police doing their job, so.
Respectfully, Vice President Anderson just did comment, right? So,
But that's what I'm saying, it's an open investigation, you want to hear more comments, we can, sometimes, it's best just to say it's an open investigation, which is a reality of it, and we cannot comment on an open investigation.
but you can, and he just did.
Yeah, I mean,
Right, it's your choice.
basically, the basic information was these 4 people were not cooperating.
Talking about the victims.
But
People were
those,
shot.
all 4 people knew each other probably.
That was what the article in the newspaper said.
So they were talking about that, but they just weren't cooperating. And sometimes that's a hard thing to do, is to get somewhere when people are not cooperating.
I get it, and yeah, I think we're better served to talk about it. So I don't like the idea of we can't talk about it. You can and you should, and
I cannot talk about something that is an open investigation that I have no knowledge, no details of it. All I know is about the newspaper, I only knew what the newspaper put out there, so.
right, well, that's why the
It's
police
responsible for me.
should
I'm pretty
be-
sure that it's a responsible reporter who did it, but I cannot comment on anything that I don't know firsthand, right?
Sure.
So,
May I ask how much time I have left?
how much time does Mr. Perry?
42 seconds.
So you got 40 to make it?
Okay,
make
what's
it
up with
count.
the bus shelters? The city seems to have removed all the seating so that folks can't actually sit.
Do we know
This
what
is like
happened to
hostile.
that?
The city, I'm trying to remove the
I was
seating
gonna say
bus
that's
shelter.
what I
The city has refreshed it with new rails where folks can still comfortably for us.
And what prompted that?
General maintenance upkeep.
Maintenance process, okay.
It didn't have to do with folks living in the shelters.
Our folks living or something.
I mean, we've all seen it, right? I think that, again, we should discuss this, and I thought there was a commitment not to use hostile architecture, and I see you backing off of that, so have a good one.
Anybody else for the public wishes to address the council? Seeing none?
Motion to adjourn.
Councilmember Ferguson,
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskins, Councilmember Secor Ludwig,
Yes.
Council Vice President Anderson,
Yes.
Council President